welcome to my studio. Today we're working on our Midnight Madness pumpkin, and I'm going to do a set of 3 of these with all different colors, and they're a lot of fun. It seems like every year I have one thing that I just really like working on a lot, and this year it's the foam pumpkins from the dollar stores. So go out and grab them while you can, because we've got a lot of videos using those for you. I started with just the pumpkin, and I do want to show you, and I'll have my camera guys zoom in a little bit. But I was noticing when I was at the store the other day, you have smooth pumpkins, and then you have pumpkins that show a little bit more roughness, like this one here. And try and pick out the ones that are a little bit smoother. You don't show that kind of styrofoam pattern as much, if you kind of know what I mean. The first thing I did is I took my pumpkin and I base coated it with 2 coats of multi-surface black paint, and I picked this up from Walmart. You can pick it up from the craft stores. It is folk art, and the thing about the multi-surface is you can use it on anything including glass, but it's nice and thick, so it covers really well. So I went ahead and base coated my pumpkin and have him ready to go for us, and then we're going to just start with the glue, and we want to kind of go down the seams. So I want to make sure that I've got the seam part really well. And probably about in each one of these ridges, you want at least 2 paint glue lines, and you want them different lengths. You don't want them all the same lengths. And we're going to come back and we're going to spread them around with our fingers, but you want longer ones, you want shorter ones, you just want all kinds of different layers here. So we want to make sure that we do them and they're not all the same. Just going to work my way around. You can see I'm doing just about 2, and I'm going to do this guy right here. I want to come down him, and then we'll put one there. And if you look at my pumpkin, I've got my itsy bitsy spider on there. That's one of my favorite things too this year. So check him out. We'll put up a video link where you can find out how to make the spider as well, and you can use him as a decoration or you can wear him as a pin. So that is totally up to you how you want to use him. And we're getting almost there, and I'm using tacky glue. You can pick up tacky glue just about anywhere nowadays. And we've gone all the way around. If you wanted to do it a couple at a time, you could. Whatever works best for you. So now I'm going to take it and I'm going to go to the edge of it and I'm going to rub it with my finger. And so we don't get any of these that are falling straight down or thick and gooey at the end there. Try and even out the glue is what we're trying to do. Get that all done nice and even there. Your tacky glue is going to dry clear, which is nice. What we kind of want is kind of that rounded shape at the end of our glue points, and I think we've got that pretty good. You want to make sure you don't have any that still looks like a drip. And so I'm going to move it on over to my file folder so that way I can get my glue put back, or glitter put back in my bottle when I am done. So just an old file folder. We're going to set that on top. And I'm going to use orange glitter on this one because I have the different color glitters on the other one. I found a set of 3 glitters at one of the dollar stores. I believe it was a 99-cent store, but they may have it at some of the other dollar stores as well. They have orange, purple, and black. And I have used the heck out of those this season. And they are really nice glitter. They're fine. So they work really, really well. Because we want kind of a fine glitter. I guess you wouldn't have to have fine. You could use whatever kind of glitter you wanted. I just don't like the kids' school glitter is what I guess I'm trying to say. And don't worry about putting too much of it on. We're going to pop it off and you're going to be amazed how little you actually ended up using. We may even have to reload our bottle here again, and that's okay. You want to make sure that you get up underneath it. That's why I put a little bit more on that, because the bottom part hadn't quite got glitter on it. So if you need to turn it upwards to get underneath that guy, then do that. That's okay. Don't worry about the stem. We're going to cover that stem up. We're almost around. So with a file folder, you can simply take that glitter and pop it back into the... I got glitter all over me. It's not a good day unless I have glitter. And we're going to finish him up. Now I'm going to make sure these little ends have glitter on them. Anything around the edges that we kind of have missed, we're going to get those nice and covered. Okay, just shake off your excess, and I'm going to set that guy down to dry. Now this guy I have a little bit thinner, the lines, than I do the one above it. Those are a little bit thicker. So however you want to do that, and you're still seeing the glue, and that's going to go away once the glue is dry. So now while that is drying, we're going to go ahead and work on our leaves and our stems. And you can work on your leaves or your stems while you're waiting for the base coat to dry, whatever you have going on. There's always things we can be working on. I'm going to start with actually my leaves. And my leaves this year, I've been doing them with burlap. And a lot of the burlap materials and different things aren't real stiff. So I'm actually using burlap ribbon, and you want to get a burlap ribbon that has a stiffness already into it. Now if you cut it around the sides like this, you can just keep on going and hardly waste any of the ribbon at all. And I have 3 leaves in this project. And we cut them out. And I'm going to lay them down and we're going to paint them. And again, I'm going to be using my multi-surface paint. And if you want to just use acrylic paint, that's just fine, whatever you want. This is lime green, and this one is classic green. And our lime green is going to be our base coat. And using a lot of these leaves as well. And I'm going to use kind of an old scruffy brush. I'm not going to use one of my good brushes. And I'm going to put just a little bit of water into it so that I can spread the color out on my leaves. I need just a little bit more water. So we're just kind of coloring those. Flip them over, do the back, and move on to the next one. And if you kind of get the leaf sides kind of ruffle out, that's fine. It kind of gives it that worn, rustic look. That's just fine. Burlap is really, really big. Just helped with a wedding that we did burlap decorations, give it that country feel. So. And our last side right here, we'll flip him over. Just finished coloring him up. Okay, now while this is still wet, we want to blend our other paint into it, our green. And I'm going to go into that classic green. I'm going to dip my brush about halfway in there. And I'm just going to start walking it out. And we're making the end of our leaves. And if it's not dark enough for you, do it again. Flip it over and do that other side as well. So these are the bottom of your leaves, giving them a little bit of a two-tone look. And this is a great time to put them on a dry board. I do have dry boards on my site at miriamjoy.com. That way they can continue to dry on both top and bottom while you're working. And they'll dry faster and they won't stick to it. Okay, now we'll put a little bit of glitter on these guys while they're wet. And I'm going to use some real fine gold glitter. And this is Polyflake glitter, and just a little bit, not much. You also could varnish these if you wanted to help even hold that on a little bit more. That's totally up to you. So we've got that on there, and I'll lock that back up. And now let's move over to our stem. Now to do this stem, I use paper twist or paper rush if you're a basket weaver or have that kind of thing available to you. And I just undid it. These are probably about, try not to get my green paint over there, 6 inches long or more. And just whatever length you want to make that stem. You may think that those stems need to be shorter. That is totally up to you. And on these, I'm really not going to color it. I'm going to leave it the natural color, but I'm going to put some extreme glitter by Folk Art on it, and it's just a gold glitter, and this color is gold. So it's basically the glue and the glitter together, but it's nice and even, so you don't have to worry about putting glue on and then put the glitter on nice and even. This is just all one step for you. And I'm going to put it on both sides, because if we have a part that's showing through, we don't want it to not have glitter. And I have also done my stems first and then put it on afterwards, so it's not a big deal. I'm trying to keep my green paint off of it. And I'm going to go ahead and do both of these, and then we're going to let things dry just a little bit, and then we're going to finish up our pumpkin. Once everything has dried and your glue has dried from your glitter, take a brush and brush the glue, or excuse me, the remaining glitter off the pumpkin that's not glued, and then go outside and varnish it. And to keep it sparkly, use your gloss. If you want it matte, then go ahead and use a matte. But I like the gloss. I like to keep the shine of the glitter. And I always tell people you should do that to your glitter no matter what type of item you get from the store, decoration-wise. Go ahead and varnish it, and it'll keep your glitter so much longer. Otherwise, it has a tendency to fall off right away. So once we've got that nice and dry, we're going to add veins to our leaves, and we're going to simply do that with a permanent marker, starting at the end where it's dark and pulling those forwards to the point so that you have those all nice and sharp at the point there, and the dark part should be the bottom of your leaves. And I'm going to go ahead and do both sides just in case one shows through. And then we're going to start putting our pumpkin together here. And this is my kind of a midnight silver pumpkin. I've still got green paint all over my hands. And I'm going to take and cut the tops of these to a point. And you'll see why when we start bending them here in a little bit. And we're going to glue this around our pumpkin stem. So we want to get it towards that bottom as much as absolutely possible. And down all the way to the bottom, next to the glitter. And then we're going to go ahead and do that on the other side, so they're going to overlap each other. All the way down, and then if you need to glue where the two meet, then go ahead and glue where the two meet so that it's not coming out. Hold that just for a second there. And then we're just going to start to twist these. You can twist them together at first, or you can twist them separately. It just kind of gives them more that off the vine look. I like that so much better than just a short, straight pumpkin stem. But you may like the short, straight pumpkin stem better. I don't know. If you do, then do it that way. Now you can see why we kind of twisted those into two separate parts, why we had the two little parts going there. I'm going to glue this guy just to hold him in place where they meet, and probably on this other side as well. Now we're going to put just a smidge of Spanish moss on it, just to kind of, again, give it kind of that viney feel. Not too much, and to help cover up if we have anything, goobers or anything that we want to get rid of. So I'm going to just put a little bit right around it. Doesn't take much. You probably could do it on a low temp setting. Amazed how much you can do with a low temp setting, and the burns you will not get with a low temp setting. Okay, so we've got that all around there. So we're going to go ahead, and I want to glue with the stem is going this way. I want to have two leaves kind of going this way, but I'm going to put a third leaf on this pumpkin. Usually I do two. We should always kind of think of an odd number. And I like that the leaves kind of curl up too from the burlap. I think that kind of adds to it. And then I'm going to decide where I need that third leaf, and I think I'm going to put them right about there. There is no right or wrong, it's just however you see this being done. And then I went ahead and I added a little bit of fall pick to it. And these are kind of, I guess, like a berry pick. And it doesn't take much. And I picked mine up at Joann's. I found them there the last couple of years. And I'm only going to use one thing, and I'm going to cut it in half and halfway, so it's 5 down. And I cut this right next up to that guy, so that guy can be on top. And you'll have one kind of longer and one kind of shorter. And we're just going to glue those in, and those just give it kind of that Halloween feel and color. And you may not want these for Halloween, you may want these for Thanksgiving. So if you do, just change up your colors. I've even seen these picks in red and orange, so you could even change those up and just give it more of that Halloween feel or fall feel, whatever you choose to do. But that's a real inexpensive, fun project. I'm actually going to do 3. I'm going to put one up higher and one lower and do 3. This is just a regular glass candle stand. If you want the black part, paint inside the bottom of here, and it'll go from black to clear, which is a really cool look as well. And I've been doing that on some of the videos we've been doing. So just kind of take that, play with that, and come up with your own style. And I'd love to see what you do. We'd love to hear from you. You can visit our Facebook page at Miriam Joy's Waxy Crafty Corner, where we put something up for you there and try to inspire you, as well as the new videos that are up and coming. So check that out. If you liked our video, give us a thumbs up and please share it. Have a happy Halloween. God bless.